Well, welcome back to the Coffee Break. I'm your host, Ron Ross. For the last month, I've been talking about the importance of really investing in yourself. And a lot of times that means starting some new habit that's going to reinforce your skills as a leader or just make you a better human being. And I talked about this idea of whenever you start something new, that first 5 minutes typically is the hardest 5 minutes. So I want to extend that conversation. I've been reading this great book. In fact, I had a link to it. It's called Tiny Habits. And the last post, I'll put it back here for you guys to check out. And what the author talks about is there are two fundamental mistakes that people make when they're about to embark or trying to hardwire a new habit. And he calls those habits that are positive habits, like working out, doing things as a leader, being more mindful, uphill habits, because they're hard to start and easy to stop. So the two biggest mistakes are this. Number one is we often go through this notion, and you've heard it, it's been on t-shirts, it's been in movies, you may have said it yourself, go big or go home. And when you're starting an uphill positive habit, whether that is doing more delegation, whether it is exercising, whether it's just taking a break and giving yourself an opportunity to reflect and think about what you need to do, or clean your work desk before you leave, whatever that positive uphill habit is, we go all or nothing. And what he talks about is something that's difficult to implement for us, we're not going to stick with it. Something that causes us too much pain, we're just going to tell ourselves, no, I'm not doing this again. So the antidote to go big, go home, or starting too big is to go super, super tiny. And he gives an example of sometimes, we'll use the working out as an example. Instead of saying, okay, I got to go to the gym and work out for 30 minutes. That's what all the experts say, is just for a week or two, putting your clothes out, starting the habit of, I'm going to just do that. I'm going to put my clothes out, I'm going to pack my gym bag, and I'm going to do that consecutively for 5 days, for a week. It sounds ridiculous, but starting with something that we can accomplish, something that we can feel good about, it is the seed of a big habit, something that really transforms our lives. So that's the first thing. The second thing is we don't give a lot of thought to when. Our lives are so crowded with our current routines, with the people that we interact with. We don't know how we're going to stuff another thing into it. And that is called the prompt. And the best way to implement a new habit, particularly something that's uphill, is to find the right place. And we have these natural prompts that we already have in our life. We wake up, we go to the bathroom, we brush our teeth, we eat breakfast, maybe we skip breakfast, we drive to work. There are all these things that we normally do. What the author talks about is find the natural after to implement your small version of your habit and get comfortable with that. And when you combine those two things, you're going to really kill it. So the example that he uses in his book is he wanted to build upper body strength and he wanted to start doing push-ups. Couldn't do a bunch of them. He has to go to the bathroom multiple times a day. That's the prompt. And afterwards, he just does 2 push-ups. And sometimes he does more. And the point is, he has a small habit, he has a win, and that's the key for success. So for me, I've been trying to eat more fruits and vegetables. So the small habit is, I don't need to eat a whole vegetable or a whole piece of fruit. 1 slice of apple turn into 2 slices of apple, some days 3 slices of apples. That's the small part. The win is right after my first set of push-ups or right before I go to jog or exercise, whichever comes first. So that's been helpful for me. Been doing it for a week. Wish me luck. I've established a couple of new habits because I know I make them really small. I know the win, and that's been the key for success. So I'm wishing that you invest in yourself, that you find something small that's doable that you can build upon, and you find your win, and that you find some wind against your back so the uphill doesn't feel so steep anymore, that it actually feels like this for you. So I'm your host, Ron Ross. Until the next coffee break, I'm out. Cue music. I don't think I'm gonna do another take. Got this one.